Glad you could join us here in Sayreville. The keys for tonight's game. Well, Bishop R's 2-0. This is what the Trojans have to do.
For Bishop R to be successful tonight, they have to force Sayreville to throw the football. And also, they have to display a balanced offensive attack. As far as Sayreville, if they want to be successful and improve on their 1-1 record, they must get their running game going, which means to get Omar Joseph to get some open space, and also they have to limit the big offensive plays when they're playing defense. They cannot allow Bishop R and especially Mike Abadi to get any open space tonight.
Well, let's expand on that one key, get the running game going. Actually, we'll do that momentarily. Right now, the big crowd here in Sayreville is rising for anthem. Donna Johnson here at Sayreville. All right, Jeff, that one key we were talking about for Sayreville, get the running game going. And many of our fans might say, well, they have one of the outstanding running backs in Omar Joseph. What do they mean by that? But the Bombers have struggled on the ground in the first two games. The reason, a young, inexperienced offensive line and the loss of one of the outstanding offensive linemen in the county in Joe Lardino, 6'5", 315-pound senior offensive tackle who was injured and will be out several more weeks, and that's a key loss, and that has hurt their running game significantly.
Yeah, Lardino fractured his foot, and at 315 pounds, you could see the size that he has. And when Lou gives you the starting lineups later, you'll see they're a much smaller team when Lardino's not there. Omar Joseph runs a 4.3 in the 40, but unless he can get open, he has to be able to use that speed.
Sayreville will kick off left to right on your screen. The Bombers are in their home blue, the silver helmets and white numerals. And Bishop R in the road white jerseys, red numerals, red pants, the white helmets. And back deep for the Trojans, Jason let's try that again. Jason Frabasile, number 4, and Mike Abadi, number 24. He stands at the 5-yard line. John Bell will tee it up at the 40-yard line, and this football game is underway. It's a short kick that Abadi takes, and he's got a good wedge. He's across the 40 and to the 43. So Bishop R will put it in play there, and the Trojans come up with a very experienced offensive line. Joe Vigilante, the center. Pete Lindowski and Rich Chalet are the guards. Anthony Klinga and Chris Slomko, the tackles. Dario Zini is the tight end, and Jason Frabasile starts at split end. In the backfield, it's Sean Craig, the fullback, as we are now deaf from that whistle. Okay, now we're all right. I formation for Bishop R on a 1st down and 10 at the 43. We'll give you the backfield after this play. Here's the handoff up the middle to Abadi, and he squirts across the 50-yard line into Sayreville territory. Good pickup of about 7. Mike Roche and Mike Abadi are in the backfield, and Mickey Rosano is the quarterback, a junior for Bishop R. Into the Sayreville defense.
Lou, there's a problem with the clock. That's why they keep blowing the whistle. It says there's 18 minutes to go in the quarter. Obviously, that can't be possible.
That would be a long quarter. In the eye, handoff up the middle, crashing for good yardage is Roche. He is across the 45 into Sayreville territory at the 43. The official up here in the booth is trying to tell the officials on the field to hold up play because of the clock.
Clock operator Tony Venino trying to get the other officials to stop playing. So far, he's been unsuccessful.
All right, 1st down 10, Bishop R. Give me the Sayreville defense after this play. We're just underway here in the 1st quarter. Here's the give, a body hit and crunched. He's dropped. Stephen Wands, 6'2", 300, a junior, in on the tackle. The defensive ends for Sayreville, Lenny Carter and Brandon Hoyt. Hoyt's a freshman, 5'10", 160 pounds. Rich Hedden and Stephen Wands are the defensive tackles. Ira Gilmore, Dave Gangadal, and Vinny Porcaro are the linebackers. Omar Joseph and Antoine Simmons are the corners, and John Bell and John Newberg are the safeties.
The officials finally have been alerted to this clock problem. I might as well give the officials now, Lou. The referee is John O'Neill. The umpire, Red Losowitz. The linesman, Ken Smutko. The line judge, Mike Dominikas. The back judge, Alex Bagamari. And, of course, the clock operator, Tony Benino.
Shelby, keep up that great smile. Cheer the Bombers to the top. I love you. Mom.
Trying to sync up the clock, and they still will hold up play here in this first quarter as soon as they can get that squared away. There's a look at the scoreboard clock as they try to get it set. Sayreville 1-1 on the year. Victory over J.P. Stevens in the first game of the season. A very improved Hawks ball club. A team that smashed East Brunswick last week, 62-14.
And in that, sorry, Lou, and Sayreville in that opening game defeated J.P. Stevens 42-21. People didn't think much of it, as you mentioned, but then after what J.P. Stevens did to the Bears last week, that was an impressive victory for the Bombers.
And then Sayreville losing to Colonia last week, another white division opponent. A tough loss. Patriots have a good ball club this year, and a tough loss for the Bombers.
Colonia with a 26-14 victory. Tim Kasuda, the fullback, had 27 carries for Colonia, 187 yards. And what really hurt Sayreville was 2 halfback option passes.
Second down, 14 for the Trojans. Back to throw is Rosano. He fires incomplete. Intended at the 40-yard line for Dario Zini. It'll bring up a 3rd and 14. Bishop Bar under head coach Tony Ashatino. He says this might be his best team in 3 or 4 years. He feels very confident about this club coming into the 1997 season, and they played with confidence so far. Trip receivers go to the left side. One set back behind Rosano. On a 3rd and 14, he looks to throw. Fires, catch is made. Big tight end makes the catch. Close to first down yards. Looks like Kelly McCarty. No, it is Dario Zeni, and he does make the catch. Junior, 6'2", 180 pounds. He has good size. They are, I'm sorry, Jeff, short of the first, 4th down 1.
I was going to say, Zeni caught the ball maybe 4 or 5 yards short of first down yardage, and then he started going east to west, finally turning it up, but still he's a yard short to getting a first down.
And the Trojans will go as Mickey Rosano comes in with the play. Now the officials are still talking things over. The scoreboard clock is still not working, and they are feverishly trying to fix it. Official time is being kept on the field, of course. Good crowd on hand tonight in Sayreville. Always a good crowd here in Bomber territory.
Now they're saying first down.
Now they move the sticks and say first down. All right. It looked a yard short. How'd they accomplish that?
I don't know. It's still on the 33-yard line, and they haven't run a play.
First down 10, Bishop Bar. Well, Trojans maybe get a break. Let's see if they can capitalize. Trip receivers go to the right side. One setback and a man in motion. Here's the flip to Amati. He crashes off tackle, is hit and dropped. The initial penetration came from the defensive backfield. Looked like John Bell. Pickup of a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9.
Beatty with 4 touchdowns on the year, including 2 last week. Last week he had a 4-yard run, and he had a 37-yard reception for Mickey Rosano in their 38-0 pasting of South Brunswick.
Flag is thrown. This will go against the Trojans. Rosano almost slips. Now he fires and has a receiver. Big tight end Kelly McCarty makes the catch, and Rosano has looked very good scrambling out of the pocket and hitting his big tight end, but it is illegal procedure against the Trojans, and that'll back them up 5. They're wipes out that play, and they march it back to the 38-yard line.
Bishop Bar trying to have that balanced offensive attack. That time, a nice pass, albeit taken away because of a penalty. But if you give Razzano time to find an open receiver, more times than not, he will. This time, finding an open McCarty.
Second down, 15, Bishop Bar. Out of the I formation. Frabasile goes in motion. Here's the give to a Bate. He gets nothing. He's hit and dropped.
Brought down by 77, whose name is not in the program.
It might be Ira Gilmore. Ira Gilmore, they weren't sure on the roster whether he would wear 25 or 77. So by process of elimination, we'll assume he's wearing 77. Twin setbacks and Bishop Bar in the shotgun. Third down, 17. Razzano looks to throw. Now he scrambles out of the pocket. He's hit and brought down. Gets back perhaps to the original line of scrimmage near the 33.
Brings up a 4th and 10 on the 33. If you were to punt it into the end zone, you'd only get 13 net yards. So probably Tony Ascitino will go for it on 4th down. Tony Ascitino has an unbelievable program over the years at Bishop Bar. They've struggled in the last 3 years. They were 4-5 last year, 3-6 the year before that. But they've won 93, lost 42, and had 3 ties in 15 years with Tony Ascitino at the helm. And they are actually going to punt the ball away.
Bates' punt is short, and it does go out, though, inside the 15-yard line. So Sayreville will put it in play at that point. The Bombers will come out with that inexperienced offensive line, and it is a offensive line that doesn't have a lot of tremendous size. And I'm going to give you the sizes here, Jeff. Check this out. The center is Ray Quick. He's 6'1", 210, a senior. Mark Ciamera is 5'8", 165, a junior. Chris Porte is 5'9", 160, sophomore. Ben Tang, 6'1", 180, a junior. And TJ Storase is 6'2", 190, a junior. That is a light offensive line. They've had trouble moving people this year. Here's the give to Joseph. Wants to get to the corner, turns the corner, and he almost broke through the crack. That's a first down for the Bombers. Here's the backfield for Sayreville. John Newber is the wingback, 5'10", 170 pounds, a junior. Michael Thomas is the fullback, 5'10", 170, a senior. That would be some fullback. And Omar Joseph is 5'11", 165, a senior. He is a Division I prospect, and you saw that illustrated on that last run. Charlie Bowden is the junior quarterback, 5'10", 160. The give, nothing doing. Breaking away, though, is Michael Thomas. He actually picked up a couple of positive yards after getting hit initially. The Bishop Bar defense, Sean Craig and Joe Vigilante at the defensive ends. Anthony Klinger and Chris Slomko are the defensive tackle. Joe Prahanka, the nose guard. Mike Roche and Brendan Bonnert are the linebackers. Jason Saunders and Micah Bate at the corners. Zesny and Frabasile are the safeties. Man in motion goes Thomas, and then rolling out is Bowden. Penalty flag is thrown. Charlie Bowden turns the corner, up the sidelines, and he has a first down into Bishop Bar territory, but there is a flag on the play.
Jason Frabasile with the tackle for Bishop Bar. It'll probably come back, as you mentioned, and it's going to be a holding against the Bombers. The Bombers under third-year coach George Najar have been 14-7 under his tutelage. He replaced the legend Sal Mastretta, who's now coaching at Dayton Regional. Sayreville runs out of a wing T.
Second down and 8 coming up. As actually, they'll march it way back. It was a 2nd and 8. And a huge mark off inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line.
The offensive line trying to give their quarterback time to throw the ball. Bowden couldn't find anybody open and took matters into his own hands, but all for naught.
2nd and 25 for Sayreville. Bombers have twin receivers left side. Bowden throws incomplete, intended for Joseph. Coming out of the backfield, he had double coverage. No chance to complete that. Now at 3rd and 25.
If you're Bishop R, you're going to have to double or even triple cover Joseph. They only had 2 receivers out on the play. He's going to be the prime receiver most times. You cannot allow him to get the ball past the line of scrimmage with his elusive speed. Great crowd here tonight, opening game as far as home games for Sayreville.
And it is homecoming for Sayreville High School. Beautiful night for football. Man in motion is Thomas. Split backs, and they hand it off on the draw play, and that is going nowhere. Omar Joseph is buried behind the line of scrimmage, hit hard. Scott Dempsey was the first man in, and he got some help from Jason Frabasile.
Tough to ever get Joseph open on a 3rd and 25 on a running play there. A draw when everybody's expecting him to get the ball, more times than not, will not work.
We have no idea, of course, how much time is left in the 1st quarter. It's being kept down on the field, so we apologize for that. Man in punt formation is Bowden. It's a short kick off the side of his foot, and Bishop R gets tremendous field position. They are in Sayreville territory inside the 30-yard line. So the Trojans playing a game of field position, and they have a great spot to start their drive.
Tell you, last week, if you're a supporter of Edison football, there's 3 high schools in Edison. Edison High School defeated Perth Amboy 30-7. JP Stevens won 62-14. Bishop R won by a score of 38-0, a combined 130-21. Great week for the 3 Edison football teams last week.
Trojans come up in the eye, and they give it to a bait. It's across the 30-yard line and down to about the 27. Pickup of about 4.
Bishop R must take advantage of this field position here, getting the ball deep in the territory of Sayreville after a short punt. Picking up 4 on 1st down. They're in 4 down territory, so they can put the ball up in the air or certainly give it to a Beatty.
2nd down and 6. And a fumble. Ball is loose. And Sayreville looks like they have recovered, and they have. So the first turnover of the game, and the Bombers have the football.
Antoine Simmons picked up that ball. Defensive back, 5'8", 150-pound junior. So much for the great field position. Bishop R not taking advantage of it.
Let's see if Sayreville now can take advantage of their opportunity. They have the ball at the 27-yard line. It's a 1st down and 10 for the Bombers. The crowd here at War Memorial Stadium getting into it. Thomas hemmed in, crushed behind the line of scrimmage. He loses a yard or so.
Thomas slowed down, and then 4 or 5 of the Trojans came in to finish him off.
That was a very slow developing play. Bombers just never really got it going. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Sayreville under head coach George Najar in his 3rd season took a team that was 4-5, turned them into a 9-1 playoff team last year.
Very rare when you can go undefeated regular season in the GMC, but they were able to do that last year. Then they lost in the state playoffs to the eventual champion Franklin Township by the score of 20-13.
2nd down and 12. Bowden gives up the middle, and not much there. Again, that swarming defense by the Trojans. John Newberg carried the football. Ed Shaughnessy on the tackle for the Trojans.
Nuber, the fullback, just could not break through the defensive line of Bishop Bar. Right now, the Trojans are doing the job. The undersized offensive line for Sayreville not doing their job at the present time.
3rd down and 9. Look at Charlie Bowden. Coach Najar says he's got a good arm, a real good head. Now he looks to throw on the run. Catch is made. But then falling down is Nuber. John Nuber made the catch, but he is short of 1st down yardage. And the Bombers most likely will have to punt.
In their own territory, at their own 35-yard line, needing about 2.5 or 3 yards. There's no reason to take a chance right now. So Sayreville's just going to punt the ball back and let their defense try and get the ball back.
On a 4th and 2, the ball at the 35. Bowden drops back in punt formation. Jason Frabasile, it's a high driving punt. Frabasile takes it to 20. He's to the 25, breaks the tackle. At the 30, crushed, really hammered by Vinny Picaro. At the 32, what a shot.
First of all, a great punt, and sometimes when you get a punt of that length, it's easy to get a good run back because the kicking team just can't get down quick enough. But Jason Frabasile had very little running room this time, and after gaining 7 yards, he was put down. So now they'll start this drive at their own 33-yard line.
At the 33. Mickey Rosano brings the team up. Pitches outside and up the middle and crashing to the 40-yard line. Jason Saunders on the run.
Eight on the carry, stopped by number 42, Antoine Simmons. A gain of 7, 2nd down.
For 44, that was Jason Saunders carrying the football, and he picked up 8. 2nd down 2. And up the middle, the big fullback Mike Roche. And he is close to 1st down yardage and indeed has it. 1st down Trojans. At the 44.
Roach at 180 pounds looked like he was going to be stopped a yard or two short of 1st down, but he just lowered his body and kept pushing with his legs, allowing himself to get that 1st down yardage.
Whistles, that might be the end of the quarter. Let's see. And indeed it is. We've come to the end of the 1st quarter. The score, Bishop Bar 0, Sayreville 0. You're watching Central Jersey High School football on Channel 6 Sports. Second quarter just about underway here at War Memorial Stadium in Sayreville. Split backs as Bishop Bar moves left to right on your screen. Handoff goes up the middle. And the carry by Jason Saunders, number 44. Picks up a couple of yards. Bring up 2nd and 7. There's Tony Ashatino. Gentleman with the headset on to your left. '15th season. 10 winning seasons for the Trojans. What a record. 51 games over 500, 93-42. Rosano looks to throw, in trouble and dropped. A big loss. Flying in, Vinny Porcaro from his linebacker position, the 6', 160-pound senior, and a loss of about 9 yards on the play.
Porcaro, a two-way player, last week had a 73-yard touchdown reception from Bowden. An excellent player, and this time he broke through, putting down the quarterback Rosano and bringing up a 3rd down and about 18 yards.
Out of the eye, play action, and the catch is made, coming out of the backfield, but not getting very far. Sean Craig, again, Vinny Piccaro on the tackle. He ran him down from behind. Good defensive sequence for Piccaro.
A really good job by the whole Sayreville team, putting pressure on the quarterback. Rosano had absolutely no time whatsoever. That time he just dropped the ball off on a screen to Craig. Piccaro read it perfectly, and now Bishop R is forced to punt the ball back to the Bombers.
It's a good snap. Bates kick, and the punt is fielded. Wow. And John Newber fielded the punt. He's lucky to hold on to it. He was crushed by Saunders downfield.
That's one of those times where you wish you'd raised your right hand and asked for the fair catch.
Again, the time is being held on the field. The scoreboard clock not working here in Sayreville. Big crowd on hand on both sides. Bishop R brought a good contingent with them. First down, 10 Bombers. Split backs for Sayreville at the 32-yard line. Bowden dropped. He is sacked behind the line of scrimmage. Coming in to make the play, Dave Brown, number 67.
Neither offensive line doing the job at the present time. The quarterbacks are being rushed so well that they're having no opportunity to keep the ball long enough to find an open receiver.
Second down and about 18. Split backs behind Bowden. He looks to throw, sets up, nearly intercepted, knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
This time Bowden had time to get the pass off, but it was just knocked down by the end, bringing up, as you mentioned, third down and long.
Looked like Sean Craig, the defensive end. Sayreville lucky that wasn't picked. That would have been 6 for the Trojans. Now a third down, 18. Neither team really to sustain anything here in this first half. One receiver comes split to the right. Bowden looks to throw. Sets it up to Joseph outside at the 20. And he breaks the tackle. Joseph into the open field, reverses his field. He's across the 40 to the 45, the 50. And into Bishop R territory and knocked out of bounds. That is a big-time play by Omar Joseph. What a run.
30 yards for Joseph. He probably ran 60 in total, but he gained 30 yards as he got the ball in the flat, took it down the left sideline, broke all the way across the field. There you saw the elusive speed of Omar Joseph. Just a simple drop-off pass, and Joseph did the rest.
Well, Joseph with 4.3 speed in the 40. And you saw that speed on that play. Big play for Sayreville, and the Bombers have a first down and 10 in Bishop R territory at the 44.
Tough for Joseph to get the ball in the backfield on a running play when you're getting sacked on first down, so they just had to decide to throw the ball. Now on first down, maybe they can try and get him the ball and go outside because they've had trouble going up the middle.
Bowden calls the signals. Here's the handoff off tackle and breaking into the clear with a good run here for the Bombers. Still on his feet, cutting against the grain, and an outstanding run inside the 20. Antwine Simmons. Hey, that's a nice run by the backup tailback.
Simmons at 5'8", 155 pounds, also has breakaway speed. Great run there, and Sayreville now, after having a stagnant offense for their first 3 possessions, is moving the ball on this drive.
Bombers have a first and 10 at the Bishop R 15. Man in motion is Simmons. Here's the give to Newber. John Newber breaks a tackle and spins for a couple before he's finally ganged up on at about the 13.
The Bombers showing the diversity of their players here in the wing T. First Joseph with the big play, then Simmons, and now Newber as he picks up 4 yards, bringing up a 2nd down and 6 yards to go. And Coach Najar bringing in Omar Joseph from the bench. Michael Thomas also in the game.
Last year, Sayreville defeating Bishop Bar 21-7.
And in the freshman game today, Lou, Sayreville was victorious 24-0. A good showing for the undefeated Bomber freshman team.
Here's the pitch to Joseph. 15-10 at the 5. He's down near the goal line and in. Touchdown, Sayreville.
Joseph taking the pitch, going to the left and bringing it in from the 11-yard line for the first points in this game as Sayreville takes a 6-0 lead halfway through the 2nd quarter.
That smoke you see is from the Sayreville cannon, which is fired after the touchdown. Bowden will hold, and Bell will kick the extra point. Snap is good. Kick is up. It is good. So a break in the action here in the 2nd quarter. It's Sayreville 7 and Bishop Bar nothing. Sayreville strikes the Bombers with the touchdown. A 13-yard touchdown run by Omar Joseph. And it is 7-0 Sayreville. Bell will kick off at the 40. Kick is on the ground, picked up by one of the up men. They're going to call him down. As soon as your knee touches the ground in high school football, you're down. Sean, looks like Sean Craig ran it back. So Bishop Bar will put it in play at the 27-yard line.
Shit.
Sayreville found a way, Lou, to get Omar Joseph open. Now it's up to Bishop Bar to get a body into the offense, try and get something positive going here on offense for the Trojans.
Mickey Rosano calls the signals. High formation. Here's the give, breaking away momentarily. A couple of yards. Was Jason Saunders. Picks up about 3. Seen a lot of Saunders carrying the football over the last several sequences. Surprising.
It really is. I was expecting a body to get the ball a lot more than he has so far in this game.
Rosano fires, catch made over the middle, and then 3 defenders hit the big tight end. Dario Zinni makes the catch.
Zenny at 6'2", 180, ran a nice cut there. He's shaken up slightly as he walks back to the huddle. A good offensive play there by the Trojans as they pick up a 1st down.
1st down and 10 at the 43. And we apologize for not being able to tell you how much time is left in the quarter. The scoreboard clock is not operating. 1 setback, and in trouble Rosano, and he's nailed. Another sack for the Trojans. Brandon Hoyt, the right defensive end. He's only a freshman. 5'10", 160 pounds. What a career he has ahead of him.
You're not kidding, broke right through him. Once again, the Trojans with 2nd down and long. It's very difficult to get your offense going when you cannot give your quarterback any time. when you decide on first down to try and put the ball up in the air and you get sacked, it makes the next two chances to pick up that first down that much more difficult.
Well, you got to be some player to play as a freshman at this level in the GMC. This is a Group 3 school. Lozano looks to throw. Incomplete. Intended for Frabasile.
Intended for number 4, Jason Frabasile.
Frabasile last weekend with 2 touchdown receptions was not really open on this play, but Rosano forced not only to roll out of the pocket, but to get rid of the football before he really wanted to.
Third down and about 18. Bishop Bar, a result of all those sacks, has found themselves repeatedly in third down and long situations. Out of the shotgun, Rosano will take the snap. He looks straight back to throw, and now in trouble, runs out of the pocket. He's hit, breaks a tackle, then crunched by about 4 different defenders. He's well short of the first down. And now a penalty flag flies, a lot of pushing and shoving after the play.
Rosano got back to the initial line of scrimmage, which would bring up 4th and 10, but we'll have to wait and see what this penalty is.
George Najar very upset on the Sayreville sideline. If that's against the Bombers, you can bet that George is not going to be very happy.
Long discussion here.
And it is against Sayreville. It's a personal foul, and Coach Najar not happy. You can't blame him. They stopped, his defense stopped the Trojans, and now Bishop Bar is going to get a first down.
As I mentioned, Lou, they would have been 5 yards short of the first down, but with the 15-yard penalty, the drive continues. Bishop Bar is at the 41 of Sayreville. Crowd not happy about that call.
Big break for Bishop Bar. The Trojans pick up the penalty. The 15-yard march off on the personal foul.
Sometimes you have to control your emotions when you've done your job and you've stopped the other team. Just leave it at that.
First down, 10, Bishop Bar. Trojans in the shotgun. Ball at the 37, delivered to the big tight end, McCarty.
McCarty, Lou, only picked up 2 or 3 yards. They need to do better on first down. Not only aren't they running the ball, but they're not picking up a great deal even when they try and pass the ball.
Second down, 9.
Second down and 9 for Bishop Bar.
Hey, we gotta get rid of him.
Zano throws it just as he looked to catch it. Zini was hit by Bell. Bell knocked it loose. Now it's 3rd and 9.
John Bell with a perfect hit there, waiting for the ball to be touched by the receiver and knocking the ball loose, bringing up another passing down here for Bishop Bar. Bishop Bar predicates their offense on balance, and right now there is no balance. It's all through the air.
Third down, 9. Back to throw Rosano. They set up a screen. Here's the play to Saunders, and he is tracked down from behind. Dave Gangadal over on the tackle. The inside linebacker, senior 5'8", 165 pounds.
Brings the ball down to the 38-yard line, brings up 4th down and approximately 6.
Ball marked at the 38-yard line. They need to get to about the 32. You can hear the Bishop Bar coaches yelling for a timeout, and they finally get it.
You get 3 per half, you might as well take advantage of them. It's only the second time Bishop Bar has gotten the ball in Sayreville territory. You might as well make sure you've got the right play called on this big 4th down and 6.
Well, George Najar and his staff didn't like what they saw, so they get the timeout. And we'll take a break. Second quarter at War Memorial Stadium. Sayreville 7, Bishop R, nothing. We're just told 3 minutes and 47 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Fourth down, and Bishop R will punt. Like of 8 punt formation, and Omar Joseph is deep. Movement, but no flags thrown. The danger of the live mic on the sidelines. Sayreville's coaching staff getting into it. Well, they thought there should have been a flag thrown.
I'm a little bit surprised that Bishop R punted that ball. They were down deep, relatively deep in Sayreville's territory. There's not a real lot of time left in this half. You would figure they have enough confidence in their defense if they didn't make it on fourth down, but they decided not to do that and to punt the ball away and try and pin Sayreville back and try and get the ball back one more time before halftime.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line. And off inside. Joseph, Omar Joseph. Now a penalty flag is thrown. Joseph was ridden down. And it looks like a face mask against Bishop R. So that'll tack on yardage to the carry.
Should be enough to give another first down for Sayreville.
There's a 15-yard mark off. All the way up to the 32. Sayreville first down 10. Man in motion, Newber. Here's the pitch to Joseph. Takes the high pitch and is hit and dropped. Picks up a couple. Sean Craig in on the tackle for the Trojans.
Craig going down low, tackling Joseph just past the line of scrimmage and getting him by his legs. You cannot allow Joseph to get any open space, and that time they did not.
Second down 8. 2:55 left in the first half. 7-0 Sayreville. John Bell goes wide to the left. One setback now behind Bowden. And a man in motion is Thomas. Bowden looking to throw. He fires over the middle. Catch is made. John Bell, the split end, makes the catch, and that's a first down for the Bombers.
Bell just did a button hook about 12 yards down past the line of scrimmage. Picks up a big first down as they get to the 49-yard line. 2 first downs on this drive for Sayreville as they try and put a second score on before halftime.
2.5 left here in the first half. Bell goes wide to the right. One man in the slot, that's Thomas. Bowden looks, he throws, and it's incomplete off of the hands of Michael Thomas.
Can't throw the ball much better than that. Thomas got his hand on it, just couldn't pull it down.
Thomas lines up sometimes as the wing back, sometimes as the flanker. There's George Najar. 94-32. It's not bad. 62 games over 500 at Lincoln High School in Brooklyn in 13 years. Not bad.
Yeah, they went to the playoffs.
Tremendous record.
They went to the playoffs 6 straight years, and they were the best team in New York in 1993, and he's brought his magic to Sayreville.
He's done a tremendous job. Back to throw, Bowden fires to Joseph. He makes the catch, breaks the tackle at the 20. He's to the 15, cuts inside, still on his feet. Touchdown, Sayreville. Well, the fans of Central New Jersey are getting a real dose of Omar Joseph tonight. Now you know why this guy is a Division I prospect.
#1 on your scorecard and #1 in the hearts of the fans of Sayreville. Omar Joseph, when he gets in the open field, puts 6 points on the scoreboard. Joseph with his second touchdown on the night. Sayreville with a 13-0 lead as Bell tries to add the PAT.
2 minutes left here in the first half. It has been the Omar Joseph show so far. Bell will attempt to kick the extra point. Bowden to hold. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. It is wide to the left. So breaking the action here in Sayreville. The score, Sayreville 13 and Bishop R nothing. Well, last year Omar Joseph had 1,080 yards rushing and 15 touchdowns. And tonight he has 2 touchdowns for the Bombers.
Sayreville's offense was stagnant for a quarter and a half, but they've certainly exploded here in the last 4 minutes of this second quarter. Joseph scoring 2 touchdowns, and the Bombers have a 13-0 lead. Now Bishop R has to do something positive here so they can go into halftime expecting to come out and do something in the second half.
Pretty good throw by Bowden also on that last play. This kick gets away and momentarily picked up by Saunders. He's hit, flag is down. Not sure what the flag was. That could have been a block against Bishop R in the back. We'll see. Just where Saunders was tackled, one of the Bishop R players appeared to be blocking, and it is a clip against Bishop R. So now they're really going to be hemmed back deep in their own zone.
If the clock is right, Lou, there's only 48 seconds remaining here in this quarter. So if you're Bishop R, you just want to keep it on the ground and take that 13-0 deficit in at halftime and try and regroup. You certainly don't want to turn the ball over this deep in your territory.
Tony Ashatino looks on. His team 2-0 coming in. Wins over Cranford and South Brunswick. And up the middle, straight power football. Nothing fancy about that play.
Not the time to be fancy. Like I said, if you're Tony Ashatino, you just want that clock to run down to 0 with this poor field position and try and take it in at halftime.
This will be the last play probably of the first half. Receiver split left and right out of the eye. Handoff goes off tackle, running hard, Sean Craig, the fullback.
Number 46, Sean Craig with the carry.
Timeout by Sayreville. Trying to get that ball back one more time. We're not quite sure, as Lou's mentioned several times, how much time is actually left here in this second quarter.
Well, the clock is, scoreboard clock here at Sayreville, kind of on again, off again here in this first half. So, kind of guessing.
Sayreville using their second timeout. Look for them to use their third timeout if they can stop Bishop R on this third down play. Try and block the kick or get the ball back. And actually, they're moving the chains. They're calling it a first down.
All right, so the Trojans pick up the first down. Receivers split left and right, high formation. Zano, he's going to throw. Rolls out, now in trouble, hit, fumble. Ball is loose, and it's still loose, and it looks like it is recovered. Let's see, a mad scramble at the 2-yard line.
I think the Bombers are going to get it, Lou. First and goal at the 2.
No, I don't know. It looks like Bishop R got it, Jeff. Trojans snuck in there and got the ball at the 2-yard line.
Boy, are they lucky. Why would they be trying to pass the ball that deep in their territory with so little time to go? Tony Ashatino's team very lucky. And Sayreville got it.
Sayreville did get it. There was no indication by the official. In fact, the first official put his hand up like it was second down. What a disastrous play for Bishop R.
I just don't understand it myself. And I think Tony Ashatino's going to pay for that because Sayreville more than likely will give it to Joseph and he'll pick up his third touchdown.
Sayreville has a first down and goal at the 2-yard line. And they could put up another score here before the end of the first half. Charlie Bowden is the quarterback. Man goes in motion. Here is the pitch to Joseph. Looks to turn it in. At the 1, he's in. Touchdown, Sayreville.
I don't think there was anybody in this huge crowd that didn't think Joseph was going to get that ball and bring it into the end zone. You cannot stop him from the 2-yard line. He takes the ball outside, which is the best thing for him to do with his speed, and that makes it 19-0. And Sayreville will probably go for 2 to try and pick up that extra point that they missed on their second touchdown.
3 first-half touchdowns for Omar Joseph.
Amazing how quickly a game can turn around. Halfway through this quarter, it was a 0-0 tie.
There again is the smoke from the Sayreville cannon. Hey, there's some of our Sayreville fans. I know there's some fans in the Sayreville crowd. Some guys have TKR written on their chests, so I'll have to get a shot of them later. Down at one end.
The guy's lucky that it's 55 degrees out and they can bare their chests in this weather. We'll have to see what they do on Thanksgiving if it gets down to about 12, if they still dress like that.
Trying for 2. Bowden throws, end zone, caught Newber. 2-point conversion successful. It's 21-0 Sayreville. Well, who would have thought this? Just about everyone. All the newspapers, I know the Home News and Star Ledger had this game maybe a 2 or 3 point battle.
Exactly. Sayreville, being that they were home, coming off a 9-1 record, they were a slight favorite. But Bishop R, with 2 huge victories against Cranford and South Brunswick, had a lot of respect coming into this game, and they certainly showed why the first quarter and a half. But it's been the Omar Joseph show in the last 5 or 6 minutes as he's put 3 touchdowns on the board, making it 21-0 late here in this second quarter.
And we're trying to find out how much time is left in the second quarter. We know that the scoreboard clock indicated 1 minute and 3 seconds about 5 minutes ago. Obviously, that was wrong. John Bell will kick off at the 40. On the ground, he keeps it, gets away from an up man. Ball still loose. No one's picked it up. Now there's a mad scramble at the 27-yard line. Bishop R ball.
Smart play by the Bombers, not kicking it long, giving Bishop R no chance to run it back.
Big night for Sayreville so far. Omar Joseph with 3 first-half touchdowns. Sayreville leads 21-0.
Sayreville in a prevent defense, although they're just going to fall on it now, Bishop R is. And now they're definitely going to take it to halftime, trailing by 3 touchdowns.
Well, that will do it. Obviously, that is the end of the first half. One half of football gone by at War Memorial Stadium in Sayreville. Big crowd on hand for Sayreville's homecoming. They're enjoying it here at the half. The score, Sayreville 21, Bishop R nothing. And back with some second half action and halftime activities as well. Stay with us. Welcome back to Sayreville's War Memorial Stadium. Lou Brogno along with Jeff Kurtzman and the rest of the Channel 6 sports crew. Glad you could join us for Central Jersey High School football. Sayreville all over Bishop R in the first half, 21-0 by virtue of 3 Omar Joseph touchdowns. It was a spectacular first half for the Sayreville tailback.
No scoring in the first quarter, Lou. And then halfway through the second quarter, the Bombers got their offense going. A 13-yard run by Omar Joseph. The extra point was good by Bell. And then we saw a 51-yard touchdown pass to Omar Joseph as we see the mascot here at War Memorial High School. Sayreville Bombers on homecoming day. I know Omar Joseph Day too, I guess, as Joseph with that 51-yard touchdown reception put his team up 13-0 as the PIT was unsuccessful. And then Joseph got his third touchdown late in the second quarter on a 2-yard run, and they went for 2 points. Bowden threw it to Newber, and it was 21-0 at the half in Sayreville's favor. Bishop R needs to get something going offensively. They have to first establish the rush, Lou, because until they do that, they're not going to be able to give their quarterback any time at all. Rosano is an excellent quarterback, but if he's forced to roll out of the pocket and has no time to throw the ball, it could be a long second half for the Trojans.
Trojans and Bombers captains are at midfield. Bishop R has a long way to come back. They're down by 3 touchdowns as we begin this second half. And Sayreville, of course, not the kind of team that gives up a lot of points like that. Pretty good first half also for quarterback Charlie Bowden. 5'10", 160-pound junior. Big crowd on hand here tonight, Jeff. It's homecoming, of course, for Sayreville. They had a big homecoming ceremony at halftime. And Sayreville always draws well. This is a great high school football town. Tonight they've come out for the Bombers home opener. Not disappointed.
Not at all. They are honoring the graduating classes of 1947, 57, 67, 77, 87, and of course last year's graduating class of 97 as we see the crazies of Sayreville High School rooting on the Bombers.
TKR. Gotta love those guys.
Down at Duke, they're the Cameron crazies. Here, they're just crazy.
Down, they're going down!
Bishop R will kick off left to right on your screen.
Kick. Only me, you, and Adrian.
Taking a long time to begin this third quarter. Team's almost ready. Bishop R came in 2-0. Wins over Cranford and South Brunswick. Sayreville 1-1. They beat JP Stevens on opening night and then lost last week to Colonia. Joe Prohatka will kick it off for the Trojans. Line drive kick bounces to Newber at the 10. He's to the 20, up the middle, breaks the tackle, and he's dragged down from behind across the 40-yard line. Sayreville will put it in play at that point. So the Bombers leading 21-0 already will come out with their offensive line of Ray Quick at center, Ciamara and Porty the guards, Tang and Star Ace the tackles, and Vinny Picaro and John Bell at the split ends. John Newber, Michael Thomas, and Omar Joseph in the backfield behind Charlie Bowden. First and 10, Sayreville at the 42. Imperative for Bishop R to have a good defensive stand here in the early portions of the third quarter. Man in motion, Antoine Simmons. Hand off to Newber. He picks up a couple. Joseph not in on that first play from scrimmage. Simmons was in there. Now Joseph inserted into the lineup by George Najar.
Virtually no gain, 2nd and 10.
Don't tell me it's still there, Pat. We haven't run it in 3 weeks.
Sayreville and Bishop R both in the white division of the GMC. Bishop Bar elevated to the red division a few years back. They struggled up there. 3-6 2 years ago. They moved back down to the white. Or below 500 again. 2 sub-500 seasons for the Trojans. Very uncharacteristic of their program. Back to throw is Bowden. He throws long incomplete. Intended for Joseph, but there was double coverage offered on the far sideline by the Trojans.
The white division has Group 3 teams in it, but probably is stronger than the larger division, that being the red division. The white division, to me, looks like 4 teams are going to battle it out for the eventual championship. Colonia, as you mentioned, won last week in that big game against Sayreville. They'll be certainly in the mix along with Woodbridge, Bishop Bar, and Sayreville. South Brunswick and North Brunswick are teams that are rebuilding, and they probably won't be in the upper echelon this year.
3rd down and 9 at the 41.
Go, Mike.
Man in motion, Thomas. Split backs behind Bowden. Hands off up the middle. Nothing. Omar Joseph carried the football, but he was hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped. He went forward for a couple of extra yards, but a very good defensive play. Anthony Klinga, defensive tackle on the play for the Trojans. So Bishop Bar did what they had to do, Jeff. They had the good defensive stand, and they've now forced the Bombers to punt.
Omar Joseph has elusive speed, but it's tough for him to gain yardage going right off tackle as he tried to do there. Good stand, as you mentioned, by Tony Ashatino's team as they're going to get the ball back, and they are forced to try and do something positive, trailing by 3 touchdowns.
Bowden gets it away, takes a good bounce, picked up Travasile, and a penalty flag on the play. Travasile with a nice return across the 35, but flag on the play.
In the backfield, chances are it's going to be on Bishop Bar, giving him poor field position, but we'll have to wait and see what the call is.
Right, get on the bench.
So far, ball is not coming. Now they wave the flag off. Say no penalty. No penalties. The flag's waved off. So Sayreville wondering what happened there. Bishop Bar will have a 1st down and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Imperative, Lou, that Bishop Bar can establish the run, because if they don't, their passing game will once again be non-existent here in this second half.
Back it up, Lou. A little bit.
Handoff, Saunders gets outside. Jason Saunders on the carry. Well, Mike Abate, last year 675 yards, 7 touchdowns. This year 177 yards, 31 carries, 4 touchdowns, 5.7 average. Is not even in the game in the second quarter, now into the third quarter. So the question is he injured? Because he has not played in a significant amount of time.
Coming up after his first 2 weeks, we expected big things from him. His father used to coach at North Plainfield in the late 70s and early 80s. He has the football background, he has the football mentality, and he's had 2 good games, but as you mentioned, for some reason he hasn't played much today.
Offside, Sayreville, 5-yard mark off against the Bombers. Brings it up to the 46. It'll be 2nd down and about 2. 21-0 Sayreville. Bishop Bar trying to get back in it.
He moved. Yes, sir.
Travasile in motion. Penalty flag thrown. Well, let's see, this one might be against the Trojans. Sloppy beginning to the third quarter.
The 5 yards that they picked up on the last penalty they just gave back.
It's against Bishop Bar, marks it back 5 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 7.
31. We gotta go to it.
Ball marked at about the 42. I formation and Travasile goes in motion. Rosano calls the signal, straight back to throw. Fires, catch made over the middle. Big tight end Dario Zini, junior 6'2", 180. And that's close to a first down. Indeed it is. That's a Bishop Bar first down right at the midfield stripe at the 50.
Zini wide open that time, picking up enough yardage, as you mentioned, to move the chains. Rosano that time had time, drop back, and hit his receiver, bringing the ball out to midfield.
High formation for the Trojans. Receivers are split left and right. Now a flag flies again. And Sayreville reacting as if it is against Bishop R. I believe the scoreboard clock is now working.
Yeah, what they did, Lou, is they started it at 2 minutes, they dropped it to 0, then they put it at 9:59, and they're trying that, and so far it's worked.
8:37, it says on the clock. Here in the third period, Tony Ashatino looks on. Tony, very successful at Bishop R. 6 division titles, 3 parochial A championships. Out of the eye, back to throw, Rosano. Fires, catch made. At the 50-yard line, they pick up the 5 that they lost. Kelly McCarty makes the reception. Tight end featured in this Bishop R offense tonight. He has some nice targets, Zini and McCarty.
Exactly, they've done a good job through the air. Haven't done much on the ground, and I thought they'd have to establish that to do well here in the second half, but they're moving the ball despite that. You mentioned they won 3 parochial A titles. That's when parochial was divided into A and B. Now, of course, it's divided into 4, 3, 2, 1. A big accomplishment for Bishop R.
Up the middle, off tackle crashing is Saunders. Jason Saunders across the 45 to the Sayreville 44. Ira Gilmore in on the tackle for the Bombers.
Gilmore having a good game. We've heard his name mentioned many times in this game.
3rd down and 4 for Bishop R. Football sits at the 44. Receiver split out left and right. Again, the Trojans operate out of the eye. Back to throw. No, they do it on the draw play, and Sayreville would have no part of that. The Bombers read it beautifully. Ron Stroskowski and also Frank Terzino in on the tackle, both sophomores. Bishop R is going to go for it. 4th down and 10 at the 50-yard line. Back to throw. Fires incomplete. Rosano looking to go to Frabasile. He was open, but couldn't hang on. Would have been a first down.
From the shotgun, they had plenty of time to get the pass off. Frabasile had the ball hit his hand, just couldn't pull it in.
Go too deep, you cut and fight pressure.
First down 10, Sayreville. They take over on downs. And the initial offensive possession for the Bombers here in the 3rd quarter. 6.5 remaining.
Come on, you guys.
They lead 21-0. Wing T, Joseph goes in motion. Give up the middle, Newber, and not much. Maybe picks up a yard or 2. John Newber hit by Anthony Klinga. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Newber, known for his blocking ability from the fullback position, is certainly a decent runner for the Bombers. If you're Sayreville right now, you want to keep the ball on the ground. The scoreboard and the clock being your ally, you want to just let that clock run with this 3-touchdown lead.
Thomas goes in motion. Hand off, Joseph. Not much again. Maybe picks up a yard or 2. And the Trojans playing the run very well. Chris Slomko, junior, 6'1", 225, big defensive tackle, makes the play for the Trojans. With 5.5 remaining here in the 3rd period, Bishop R has a 3rd down and 8. whistles.
145-8127. Please report to the press box.
And the official's trying to sort this out. I'm not quite sure. Slomko has the helmet problem. It's been taken care of. So 3rd down and 8. Sayreville sets up. Thomas goes in motion. Here's the throw. Nice catch by Newber into the open field, and he is dragged down from behind, but that is a 1st down for Sayreville in Bishop R territory. However, there's a flag on the play. Flag is down.
Great play there, forgetting the penalty, Lou, but Bowden rolled out to the left, threw the ball. Newber reached for it, made a great grab to pull it in, and then picked up plenty of positive yards to pick up the 1st down. Now we just wait and see what the penalty is. Sayreville, I think, expecting it to be on them, and it's a...
And the Sayreville coach is upset with the call, of course, but it is against the Bombers, and it wipes out that nice 1st down pass play. Official still talking it over. Slow-paced 3rd quarter.
A lot of penalties, a lot of long discussions pertaining to the penalties.
145-8127.
Next week, Bishop R has another tough game, Woodbridge. Barron's considered by many to be maybe the top team in the GMC. That'll be a very difficult 2-week stretch, Sayreville and Woodbridge for Bishop R. Sayreville gets East Brunswick here next week. Game that also will be seen on the New Jersey High School Football Game of the Week. See it right here on Channel 6.
And even though East Brunswick is winless, being that they're a Group 4 team, you're looking at 8 power points. An important game there to beat the Bears. The Bears, a red division team. Marcus Borden's team uncharacteristically struggling this year so far, losing to Bridgewater Raritan in their opening game, and then J.P. Stevens in the 2nd week.
4th down and about 25. Obviously, Sayreville will punt. Bowden in punt formation. It's a beautiful kick. Drives Fravasio deep, and he'll let it roll inside the 20, inside the 15. Great punt by Charlie Bowden.
It's the last thing you want if you're Tony Achettino, to have to start this drive all the way back at the 14-yard line, trailing by 3 touchdowns. But that's exactly what they're going to be facing.
We mentioned that Bishop R feels that they can turn it around this year, coming off 2 successive sub-500 seasons. They've got their eye on a winning record, maybe a playoff opportunity. Struggling tonight.
And it should be there, and I agree with you because I see the angles that it in. But I just don't...
Man goes in motion, Fravasio. Give up the middle, and not much. Mike Roach carries the football. Very short pickup, maybe a yard. 2nd down and 9. Ball at the 15. 4 minutes, 10 seconds left, 3rd quarter. All Sayreville, 21-0. Omar Joseph, 3 first-half touchdowns. That's been the scoring. Out of the eye, back to throw. Zano fires incomplete. Intended for Zini and almost picked. Omar Joseph had great coverage. He was in position.
Not only great coverage, but Rosano had no time once again, forced to get rid of that ball too quickly. if you can't run the ball, which they were unsuccessful on first down, and then you're forced to put the ball up in the air, it's always going to be difficult on your offense. Right now, the Bomber defense is doing a great job.
Third down 9 out of the eye. Rosano looks to throw. Now in trouble. Lets it fly. Catch is made by Craig. He rambles out of bounds, but has a Bishop R first down. Very nice play by both players. Mickey Rosano, who hung in the pocket, and he got it to his big fullback, Sean Craig, who made a nice run after the catch.
Craig with good hands, pulled it down, and as you mentioned, got 7 or 8 yards after pulling the ball down. Big play there for Bishop R as they try and get something going offensively.
Rosano looking to throw. In trouble. Flushed out of the pocket, gets a good block, and then is ridden out of bounds. Penalty flag flies. That's going to go against Sayreville.
Late hit out of bounds, no question about it.
Well, I don't know why.
Dave Gangadal was one of the players on the hit. This will probably be unnecessary roughness, late hit. It is a first down. Did they wave that flag off?
I don't know, but that was certainly a late hit.
They did wave the flag off. The flag was thrown out of bounds.
Let's go, let's go!
And Saunders breaks a tackle. Across the 45 to the 46-yard line.
Lead on the carry, stop by Antoine Simmons, number 42. Second down and 5 for Bishop R.
Coach, we just tell him on the field. Tang. Tang? Want Tang or hit? But he doesn't play with
Back to throw. Rosano, catch made. Very short pickup though. Maybe a yard or so. Kelly McCarty on the reception, the tight end. Under 3 minutes though, left in the third quarter. And now it's a third down and about 4.
The Trojans, even on second down and 6 that time, tried to go shotgun. They were successful, but as you mentioned, only a couple-yard pass reception. They're going to stick with the shotgun here. I guess they feel like to move it down the field, they can't run the ball, so they're just going to stick to the pass.
Catch is made, but, well, I don't know, might be enough for a first down. Fravicil made the catch. He was knocked out of bounds by Antoine Simmons, but it will be about a yard shy.
They need to get it to about the 48-yard line.
It's close. They might measure. And they will.
Yeah, they're asking for the chance. From where we're standing behind the Sayreville bench, we can't see where the ball is, so it's pretty difficult for us to determine whether it's going to be a first down. But as you mentioned, it's going to be close. If they don't make it, certainly on fourth down and less than a yard, Bishop R would have no choice but to go for it.
We've seen a very strong arm by Mickey Rosano. That was a nice sideline pass. He got that there in a hurry. The measure, and they are short.
By about a yard.
Yeah, they're short by quite a bit. But you're trailing 21-0. I don't think there's any doubt that Bishop R will go here with 2:22 left in the third quarter.
It'll be interesting to see if Bishop R has enough confidence in their offensive line to run the ball here, or if they just say, we're going to throw the ball, line up in the shotgun, which they've been successful on this drive, and just put the ball in the air.
Go ahead, you gotta look at the situation.
Here the coaches on Sayreville saying, watch the screen. Now we're ready to go. Fourth down, 2. Handoff up the middle. Sean Craig, the fullback, carries. He should have it up for the first down as the Trojans push the pile.
With the second effort, they picked up that first down and they kept this drive going in Sayreville territory.
Well, if you're the Trojans, you want to score a touchdown here before the end of the third quarter. 2 minutes, 17 seconds left. Got to get on the board, in my opinion, Jeff, before the end of 3.
On the other hand, Sayreville did score 3 touchdowns in the last 5 or 6 minutes of that second quarter, but you don't want to have to be forced to do that. They're going to call a measurement on this play. From my vantage point, it looks like they made the first down, but we'll have to wait and see.
Chain gang comes out. Stretch it out. And it is a first down. Bishop Bar at the Sayreville 47-yard line.
Yeah, the Sayreville offense, they've been very conservative here in this third quarter, nursing that lead. So it's up to Bishop Bar to just take advantage of the fact that maybe they'll get the ball quite frequently, try and keep passing the ball down the field and get back into this game.
In the shotgun, Mickey Rosano looks to throw. Now he steps out, nearly intercepted. Omar Joseph almost picked it at the 50-yard line, and he had nothing but 50 yards of green grass ahead of him.
He had nothing but 4th touchdown of the game for Joseph written all over that play. Joseph smelling that play perfectly, almost pulled the interception, and of course if he had that, he was gone.
Joseph, the left corner. 2nd down and 10. This time Rosano comes under center, out of the eye, steps back to throw. He fires, has one-on-one coverage, and it will be pass interference. Intended downfield for Dario Zini. He was double covered, and he was hit before the ball got there. No doubt about it, pass interference.
Interference against Sayreville.
That'll be a first down for the Trojans.
I'm not so sure that ball would have been catchable, not that it matters on this level. Tough play there for the Bombers as Bishop Bar picks up another first down.
15 yards, another first down for Bishop Bar.
Hey, we gotta pick it up. Not the end.
15-yard penalty, and Bishop Bar all the way down to the 33-yard line of the Bombers.
At the 32, out of the shotgun, Rosano looks, he fires, it is incomplete downfield. Intended again for Zenny.
Incomplete. Coverage on the play by number 42,
Antoine Simmons offered the coverage from his right corner position. 1:47 left in the third. 21-0 Sayreville.
And that was a great pass there by Rosano. If it was going to be caught, it was going to be by Zenny, his offensive receiver. If you're going to throw it and have it not be catchable, you have to throw it long so the defender can't get to the ball. So Rosano did a good job on that play.
In the shotgun, Rosano looks to throw. Now in trouble, steps up, fires incomplete. Omar Joseph on the coverage, intended for the fullback Sean Craig, and some of the Bishop Bar fans looking for interference.
I would have thrown a flag. I thought that Joseph hit the receiver before the ball got there. I thought that should have been pass interference.
Tony Ashatino out on the field. He was quite upset because of the lack of call. Now 3rd down 10. Rosano looks to throw. Now in trouble, scrambles out to the left. He is hit and sacked. Nobody open, great coverage downfield. And Rosano never had a chance.
Absolutely no chance. He had all the time in the world, but he had 3 receivers downfield, and they were all covered. So Rosano did the smart thing, didn't force it, took the sack and gave his team one more opportunity to pick up this first down. They need about 16 yards on this 4th down play late in the 3rd quarter.
Lenny Carter, the defensive end, 6'2", 185-pound senior on the sack. 4th down, 15. Marzano looks, has plenty of time. Now steps out of the pocket, being chased. Fires, caught. Catch is made and struggling for the first down. An excellent play by Jason Frabasile. And he has a Bishop R first down. That was a beautiful run after the catch.
Normally, if you're Frabasile and you need 15 or 16 yards, you've got to make sure that when you catch the ball, if they tackle you right on the spot, you will have achieved your goal, which was the first down. In this case, Frabasile had to break 2 tackles in order to get that first down. He did a great job to elude the defenders and pick up the first down and keep that drive moving.
43 seconds left, 3rd quarter. Out of the shotgun, first down, 10 at the 19. Handoff goes up the middle and barreling inside the 5. Fumble! Ball is loose, and Sayreville has recovered.
Unbelievable. Bishop R with a great drive, a great run here, which looked like it was going to get him first down and goal, and they coughed the ball up, giving Sayreville the ball back. Deep in their own territory, but giving them their ball back.
Tough break for the Trojans, and the Bombers now have the football at their own 10-yard line. Looked like Bishop R might be marching in. With 35 seconds left in the quarter, and the Trojans need a big play. They trail 21-zip.
Sayreville will be content to keep it on the ground, try not to cough it up. This might even be the last play in the quarter. If not, there'll be one more.
Big loss on the play. On the inside handoff. Like Thomas, who carried the football, Michael Thomas. They lost 4, back at the 6. 2nd and 14, and that was the last play of the 3rd quarter. I don't think Sayreville will get another one off, and that does it. 3 quarters gone by at War Memorial Stadium in Sayreville. It's Sayreville 21, Bishop R nothing. You're watching Central Jersey High School football on Channel 6 Sports. County, Sayreville leading Bishop R 21-0, and the Bombers have a 2nd down and 14 at the 6-yard line. Give is to Joseph, looks to get outside, turns the corner, breaks 1 tackle, but then spun down. Good defensive play for the Trojans. Scott Dempsey. Dempsey, a junior, 6 foot, 180 pounds.
Joseph picked up 7 yards on that play, Lou. Didn't look like he got much, but if you let him get outside, he's going to pick up something positive.
Omar Joseph limping off the field. That's not a good sign for the Bombers.
Absolutely not a good sign, and with a 21-0 lead, you probably want to keep him on the side. You want to make sure that he's healthy for the rest of his senior year as he tries to get himself a scholarship to play on the next level.
Also, they need him to be successful. That pass goes on the sideline and up the sideline. Vinny Piccaro with a nice run after the catch. With a wide receiver screen. And that's enough for a Sayreville first down. Well, I'm sorry, Jeff. Apparently Omar Joseph was not participating in some of the practices earlier this week, had a banged up leg. So you're right, they want to nurse him.
He certainly looked healthy tonight up until the play where he just got injured. And I was going to say Piccaro last week with a 73-yard touchdown reception. Piccaro's had a great game tonight on defense. And here gets his team out of a hole on that 3rd down and 8, picking up the first down, keeping the drive and the clock moving.
Split backs, man in motion. That's Simmons. There's the give on the inside handoff. And struggling for pretty good yardage, John Huber. picks up about 5. Second down 5 at the 37. Just underway here this fourth quarter.
Clock working, we're just below 10 minutes remaining in this game.
9:55 counting down. Split backs behind Bowden. Antwine Simmons goes in motion. Hand off to Newber, up the middle. And the Sayreville fullback picks up a couple. He's across the 40-yard line. Big play here for Bishop Bar as they work on Omar Joseph on the sideline.
They can work on him all they want, Lou, but if I'm the coach of Sayreville, I don't put him back in.
Big play here for Bishop Bar because it's 3rd down and 2. Trojans need to stop Sayreville here to get the ball back. Sayreville picks up a first down. They can chew up another couple minutes. And off to Newber. First down, Sayreville. Newber got a great block on the right side and went across the line at the 45. So at the 45-yard line, the Bombers move the sticks.
Once again, Newber doing the job, picking up the yardage needed to keep the drive going. And as you mentioned, with 3 more cracks at it, it should take at least 2 more minutes off the clock.
Newber again, penalty flag flies as Newber pushes the pile up near the midfield stripe. But again, flag flies, probably illegal procedure against the Bombers.
Michael Thomas was in motion coming from the left side to the right side. We'll have to see if he was heading toward the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped.
And it is illegal motion.
March Sayreville back 5 yards.
And unsportsmanlike conduct against Bishop Bar. Didn't see that flag. So that's a dead ball foul, the unsportsmanlike conduct. So they march the 5 off. And now they'll march off the 15 against Bishop Bar.
And that'll be a first down. Bring up a first down and 10 for Sayreville.
Bring the ball out across the 45-yard line of Bishop Bar. And indeed, it is a first down for the Bombers. .8:20 counting down in the football game. Sayreville 21, Bishop Bar nothing. This game pretty much decided in the first half when Sayreville scored 21 second quarter points.
When he's not.
Here's Simmons. Antwine Simmons picks his way, gets a block, and scoots ahead for a couple of yards. Sayreville trying to go to 2-1 with East Brunswick coming up next week.
Second down and 7 for Sayreville from the Bishop Bar 42-yard line.
Second down and about 7. See Charlie Bowden rubbing his hands together, quarterback. Little nip in the air. Newber hit hard and drops. Frabasile comes up to give him a whack, but he picks up a couple of yards. Now a third down and 6.
Third down and 5 for Sayreville.
Bowden coming over to the side to pick up the play. imagine you'll probably just keep it on the ground and keep that clock running. Below 7 minutes now as Sayreville looks to win their second game of the year.
They actually call it 3rd and 5 as they mark it right at the 40-yard line. Just saw Omar Joseph on the sideline. I don't think there's any doubt that he is our player of the game. As long as things remain this way, and there's no reason to think that they will change over the next 7 minutes. Sayreville in command. Bowden in trouble, breaks one tackle, breaks another, lets it fly, incomplete. So 4th down.
Very slowly developing play. Sayreville will punt the ball away. Don't want to give any field position whatsoever to Bishop R.
Sayreville band is whooping it up. Big crowd enjoying this game. Boy, this town really comes out for their high school football. High kick, it's fumbled, but then picked up by Frabasile. Breaks the tackle and then hemmed in at about the 17. So Bishop R will put it in play there. Trojans trail by 3 touchdowns. They're going to need to crank it up with 6:05 left in the game.
And they don't really have the type of offense that can really crank it up. Sure, Rosano can drop back and throw the ball, but they don't have the game breakers like Omar Joseph for Sayreville, so they're just going to have to just pass the ball downfield, take 2-3 minutes, go down and score, and then do the onside kick and try and get back in this game. But realistically, 21-0 with less than 6 minutes to go. Bishop R's in big trouble.
Shotgun, Rosano throws over the middle. Nicely thrown passes. McCarty makes the catch across the 20-yard line up to the 24. Pickup of 6, 2nd and 4.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about, Lou. That's the way their offense works. Normally they run the ball or they throw the short passes to the corners, to the corner or up the middle, but they're not the type team that's going to have that big play and break.
Rosano runs out of there, throws on the run, and catch is made. That's a 1st down for the Trojans. Frabasile on the catch, and very nice pass by Rosano. He's thrown great ability tonight to fire on the run. 1st down 10, 5:17, excuse me, and counting down. Ball at the 30-yard line.
Get the water, get back here.
Out of the shotgun, receiver split left and right.
Watch the screen! Watch the screen! Watch the screen!
You think they're watching the screen?
Screen!
Pass goes over the middle.
Come on now, come on.
Zenny makes the catch. He's close to the 1st down. You heard the Sayreville coaches say, watch the screen, Jeff.
I heard him, and that's what you have to watch, the short passes, because that's exactly what Bishop R is going to do once again. Another short pass, successful, and another 1st down. The chains are moving, but so is the clock.
4:45 and counting down. Rosano throws, incomplete. That'll stop the clock, intended for Frabasile on the far sideline. It'll be 2nd and 10. Coach Ashatino looks on. Tony, not only an outstanding football coach at Bishop R, but a terrific baseball coach. Old Bridge High School, before that Cedar Ridge High School. Mickey Rosano, the quarterback, back to throw. Lets it fly, catch made. Frabasile hit and crushed by John Bell. Came up with a good crunch.
Hit crushed and kept in bounds as the clock runs. They pick up 5 yards, but if you're Sayreville, you really don't mind that.
3rd down 5. Trojans at the 47. Rosano throws, incomplete, intended for the big split end, Darius Zini.
Zini normally with sure hands has had a good game here tonight. Brings up a 4th down once again for the Trojans as they try and keep this drive going. timeout, I think, by Sayreville, as Coach Najjar wants to talk it over, try and get that ball back and basically put the game in their side.
Well, Sayreville trying to go over 500 at 2-1, get ready for East Brunswick next week, and Bishop Bar would drop to 2-1 if they lose this game, with Woodbridge on the horizon.
Woodbridge defeated them 28-7 last year, as you mentioned. Woodbridge, arguably the best team in this division, although Colonia will have something to say about that also.
Kind of a surprising result tonight. Not the fact that Sayreville's going to win the game, but 21-0. This game was expected to be much closer, maybe a field goal or touchdown difference. But Sayreville put it away with those 3 quick touchdowns in the second quarter, and Bishop Art has not been able to recover. Rosano back to throw. Plenty of time. Fires incomplete. Intended for Fabrizio. Incomplete. And Sayreville will take over on downs. With 4 minutes and 13 seconds left.
Couple first downs, and Sayreville could keep this ball for the rest of the game. Certainly they'll keep it on the ground. They don't want that incomplete pass to have the clock stopped, or even worse than that, they don't want the interception. So they'll protect the ball, keep it on the ground, and with the 2 or possibly 3 first downs, Sayreville can run this clock out.
Well, Jeff Kurtzman will be making his way down towards the end of the game to talk to, hopefully we're going to try, I guess, to get maybe Coach Najjar and Omar Joseph, our player of the game. We'll give it our best shot. Not always the easiest thing to do at the end of the game, but we'll try.
Omar Joseph walking around with his left shoe off, certainly not going back into this game and limping around, but by far the player of the game with the 3 touchdowns in that second quarter. And there we see him. If they can pan a little bit lower, you'll see that he has the black shoe on the right foot and the taping on the left.
Second down, about 7. Timeout called by Bishop Bar.
Bishop Bar calls a timeout with 2nd and 7 upcoming for Sayreville and 4:01 remaining. We'll keep it right here. Other games scheduled here on Channel 6 Sports later this year. We'll be in the GMC again. Right now scheduled, Highland Park, New Brunswick. One game that is on the schedule, which appears interesting at this point, Piscataway and Edison. That game will be on Halloween night, and it is in Edison. That's an interesting game. Edison is off to a very good start, Jeff. Somewhat surprising, but they've played very good football so far.
They are. Edison playing very well, had that big victory against Perth Amboy last week, 30-7. And Piscataway losing their opening game to Woodbridge, but coming back and winning against a very good Old Bridge team in week number 2. Piscataway always has speed and quickness. They're a young team. They lost a lot to graduation. Aaron Gear graduated last year. Jamie Scholes. I mean, they've lost a lot, but Joe Caroni always does a good job. And Edison seems to be a team that's rebuilding, so on paper, that looks to be a good game.
2nd down, 8. Hand off, Newberg. Drag down, picks up a couple. Inside the 45 to about the 43, and again, the Trojans call timeout. 21-0 Sayreville, 3:54 remaining. Bishop Bar utilizing their timeouts, trying to stop the clock and give themselves an opportunity to do something, to get the ball back and create something. Big crowd here at Sayreville tonight has begun to file out.
Next Bomber home game will be this Thursday night at 7 o'clock against East Brunswick.
New Jersey high school football game of the week. This week, Mendham and Dover. Interesting game. Mendham and Dover played twice last year, and the second time they played was for the North Jersey Section 2 Group 2 Championship game, which Dover won. There's the Bomber himself. Man in motion, Simmons. Bowden will keep, and he's dragged down and trying to
Brought down by number 46,
knock him out, really, was Sean Craig, but I believe Bowden stayed in.
Yeah, the naked reverse not working that time as Bishop R brings Bowden down, and Sayreville, instead of getting their 2 or 3 first downs and running the clock out, Bishop R uses 2 timeouts, plays good defense, and they're going to get the ball back.
Charlie Bowden goes in punt formation. Frabasseals deep inside the 15. Bishop R will get this football back with about 3 minutes left. Another good kick by Bowden. Bounces inside the 10-yard line, and is it downed? No, it is into the end zone. So Bishop R will get it at the 20. Good job by Bowden. He almost got the coffin corner kick. Well, Bishop R doesn't have a lot of time to work with. Only 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Look at the Sayreville cheerleaders.
Certainly they've had a lot to cheer about tonight. Homecoming day, and a great crowd, an energetic crowd, and a lot to cheer for. Omo Joseph with 3 touchdowns in the second quarter. And Sayreville is going to win this game. And now they're going to be 2 wins and 1 loss in this tough white division of the GMC.
Trojans come up to the line of scrimmage. Out of the shotgun. Lozano fires, nearly picked. Knocked away by Dave Gangadal. And it sets up a 2nd and 10. Clock stops. 2:54 left. Back to throw, Rosano fires, incomplete. Intended for Frabasseal on the far sideline. 3rd down and 10 coming. Well, Bishop R continues to try to get that passing game in gear. I think it's a passing game that has great potential. They've shown some signs tonight of being able to put it together.
I don't see a problem with their passing game. It's been their running attack that I thought hurt them tonight. You can't pass the ball every down on the high school level and expect to do well. If you mix it up and you run the ball and then people don't expect you to pass, it's one thing. But right now, they're expected to pass every single time, and that's why they're being stopped. 4th down and 1, the last gasp here for Bishop R.
And the Trojans run it, and they do get the 1st down. Mickey Rosano, the quarterback on the sneak. And he gets across the 35-yard line to the 37 with 2:05 left. Rosano looks to throw. Now scrambles out of the pocket, fires, incomplete, trying to go over the middle. Sayreville, of course, in their prevent coverage. And not much chance.
Not much chance at all, and Bishop R had 3 receivers that were very close to each other, which allowed Bishop R to have 7 or 8 players within 10 yards of the 3 receivers that Rosano was trying to find.
Second down and 10. Rosano looks to throw. Now he'll pull it down. Tries to run out of there, but is tackled from behind by the freshman, Brandon Hoyt. Pickup of a couple. Brings up 3rd down and 7. Rosano looking to throw. Still looking. Breaks a tackle. Throws. Incomplete. It'll bring up a 4th down with 1:34 left. Bishop Barr's last gasp probably here with a 4th down and 8. Trailing 21-0. Rosano looks to throw. Now in trouble, lets it go, hit as he let it go. Fravasile makes the catch. Brandon Hoyt came in and hit Rosano just as he released it.
Every time it looks like Bishop Barr is down to their last play, somehow they pull it off and get another 1st down. So now Bishop Barr gets 4 more chances to try and move down the field. Granted, they only have 1:26 remaining, but they would love to put some points on the board and not go home with a big 0 on the board.
1st down 10, out of the shot. Here's the throw across the middle, catch made, and another Trojan 1st down. Fravasile the catch across the 40 with 1:19 left. Look at Rosano, still on his feet. Finally brought down with 1 minute left in the game. And Jeff Kurtzman is making his way down to the field. And again, we will try to line up head coach George Najar and Omar Joseph. Running back for Sayreville. Penalty flag on the play and the throw to Fravasile. The flag is down and that will stop the clock with 46 seconds left in the game. Bishop Barr trying to come up with some kind of a drive to put some points on the board. Here's the call. It's against Sayreville. So march off some yardage against the Bombers. Ball is inside the 35 to the 34. So 3rd down and about 5 coming up. Again, the Trojans will line up in the shotgun with just 46 seconds left in the game. Rosano straight back to throw. Still looking, fires, incomplete and intercepted. Picked off by Bell. He angles to the right side, gets a block, and runs out of bounds.
Bell returns the ball up to the Sayreville 27-yard line.
And it's returned to the 27. That's where Sayreville will put it in play with 27 seconds left. Sayreville will go to 2-1 on the year. Wins over J.P. Stevens and Bishop Barr. The loss to Colonia.
On the return, bringing the ball back inside Sayreville 15. Where the Bombers take over 1st and 10 with 27 seconds.
27 seconds left. It looks like Bishop Barr has called a timeout. With 27 seconds left in the game, trailing 21-0. And it looked like there was a penalty on the return for Sayreville, so the ball is inside the 20, marked back at the 14-yard line. Good look at the crowd here at Sayreville. Again, beginning to file out. This place was packed at the beginning of the night. And they will not go home disappointed. Big win for the Bombers tonight against a quality opponent. They lead at 21-0. They'll win this one going away. Handoff goes up the middle to the 15-yard line.
Penalty marker down on the field.
Again, a penalty marker down.
What do you, you'll just go like this?
Personal foul against Bishop Barr.
And this one goes against the Trojans. It's a 15-yard mark off. A lot of penalties, especially here in the second half. And that'll probably do it. Clock is winding down, and that's it. Ball game is over. The final score, Sayreville 21, Bishop R nothing. Big win for the Bombers. They go to 2-1 on the year, and the Trojans drop to 2-1. And we'll be back to talk all about it and have our post-game interviews as well right after these messages. 21-0, Sayreville. Welcome back to Sayreville's War Memorial Stadium, where the Bombers have defeated Bishop R by the score of 21-0. 3 second quarter touchdowns, all by Omar Joseph,
29-25.
to give the Bombers the victory. So Sayreville goes to 2-1 on the year, and Bishop R drops to 2-1 after opening victories against Cranford and South Brunswick. Bishop R unable to put the football in the end zone tonight. All Sayreville, both offensively and defensively. The big crowd here at Sayreville enjoying the homecoming victory. Sayreville, after beating J.P. Stevens the first game of the season, then lost to Colonia last week and came back nicely tonight with a good effort. Omar Joseph showing everyone here in Central New Jersey why he's considered a Division I prospect, electrifying the crowd in the second quarter with a couple of outstanding plays, both pass receptions and also taking the ball in the backfield and able to come up with some big plays as well. 4.3 speed for the senior, considered to be a Division I prospect. Last year, Joseph with 15 touchdowns and 1,080 yards. Just a tremendous season for him last year, and of course he's trying to pick up where he left off in 1996. Joseph banged up a little bit in that second half, and the question is he going to be all right? Sayreville scoring their touchdowns in that second quarter after a couple of nice drives, and then at the very end of the game, at the end of the first half, Bishop R fumbled the football, and that enabled Sayreville to get the ball deep in Bishop R territory, and they were able to punch the ball in. And we're waiting to round up head coach George Najar and Omar Joseph. And apparently we're not going to get this done, so I guess we'll wrap it up right here. Final score 21-0. Sayreville has defeated Bishop R, and the Bombers go to 2-1 on the season. That'll do it from Sayreville's War Memorial Stadium. For Jeff Kurtzman and the rest of the Channel 6 Sports crew, I'm Lou Brogno. Thanks for joining us. Good night, everyone.